My first question is for Butter. Butter, let's forget of all the fights that you had in the last couple of years in Glory. Let's focus only on the fight between you and Alistair, the two fights you guys had. What will it take for you to bring your level back to that level that you had back then and to knock him out?
I think what is important to say is that when I entered Glory, I started training with a new coach for the last 1 year, 1.5 almost. So I needed some time to adapt. It's a different style, different way of a different vision of how fighting should go in his eyes. I think this adaptation took some time, but I think I know that we found the right way now. I think in my last fights I was too defensive, and this is not who I am from nature. I think my best defense was always my offense. So I am now there. I found it. I found the aggression. I find the way to pressure my sparring partners again. I really hurt them. I'm sorry, but I really do. So I think everything falls in the right place. And about Alistair, I know him for a long time. He's strong. But we all know how he handles fighters who pressure him. So with that said, I think that's what will be needed October 8th.
With that said, are we going to see aggressive Badr Hari? More aggressive than the last couple of fights?
Yeah, I think for sure. Like I said, offense is my thing. And we already saw how he reacts on that, We watch his fights, even if he's in a different organization before. We've been following him. So we already saw what happens there. We saw his fight with Volkov, with Ngannou, those heavy hitters. We see how he don't manage those guys. So I think the fight plan is clear. I can tell it to him now. He can prepare for it or not, but this is how the fight will go.
Thank you. Alistair, you're going to fight against Badr Hari. It's going to be the third time. You fought both already in the K1 days. He lost all the fights that he had since he came back from to Glory. But are you going to think it's going to be a walk in the park for you to win from him?
Expect the worst, prepare for the worst. Don't expecting an easy evening. I mean, he's a legend, very talented fighter. We had the pleasure of training shortly together. Very technical, very talented. I'm actually expecting the best bowler because this is hit or miss for him. I think his ego, he wants to win really bad. So I'm expecting the best bowler. It's not going to be an easy walk in the park.
So it's not going to be easy walk in the park, but can you tell him what you're going to do to him on the 8th of October?
Well,
don't tell me, tell him.
I don't have to look at him. I mean, there's respect. I don't have to challenge him. I think it's a little bit immature to talk light. I'm not the type to kick a man when he's down. He's had a rough patch. We all have seen that. I myself am coming from a loss. So we don't have to, he's in the do-or-die situation, but I see that myself as well. We're in the winters of our career, right? We're a little bit at the end. I'm a little bit more to the end than Badr. Well, maybe not, I don't know. But we're at the end. I think he goes well, so that makes it interesting, right? It's like the triangle. No, but I expect a very focused Badr. And Badr can be dangerous. Let's not forget that, right?
Well, I know from I know from experience that he is dangerous. I know that from experience that you are dangerous. But we need to see a champion, we need to see a winner at the end. A question for Butter. You work with Saeed and you settled down right now. What did change in your training method now, looking back then? What has changed? Can you go a little bit more deeper in details?
You mean back then, when we just started, like back then?
Yeah, back then because when you started with Saeed.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
No, like of course, when we started first working together, you know, it's a totally different trainer with a different view of fighting. So, like I said, you really need some adaptation. You know, it's like you're going into a new field, new players, you know, new way of thinking, and you know, when I start training with somebody, I try to just give him all my trust. Let me see what he can bring. Let me learn. I become the student, you know. I always want to stay the student. I'm always learning. So I gave him all this space. I learned a lot in this last years. And now we start to, our vision about fighting is start to mix and finding each other in how I feel very comfortable and how he thinks about how fighting should go. And I think now we have really found the right balance in our way, in our two styles. So, and I think our two styles is really making each other better. So yeah, I think it was just I just needed some time, you know, and it came at the same time that I went to Glory. So a lot of things happened in a very short time, and this results is when you fight, you try to do things in your fights. Some things work, something doesn't work, something fits you, something doesn't fit you. And you know, my fights went not that well. It went well, but every time something happened, you know, I was or unlucky or we just lost, you know. So, but this is fighting, you know. This is sports, and like I said, you know, I'm a believer. I'm a hard worker. I'm a fighter. I'm an aggressor, you know. And I always come to, you know, I really come to hurt people, you know. And like I said, it's never personal, you know. But I really come to hurt people. So I think me and Said are with the right team now. You know, we'll manage this October 8th.
Thank you. Last question. Sorry, Mark.